This is the story of The Troll with No Name, read by Benjamin T. Milnes. This story happened sometime during the reign of King Hereward. No one seems to know what year it was. There have been countless retellings of this tale, each one slightly different. Trolls can often be found in ditches and ponds, and under bridges, of course. Some trolls have been known to dwell in small huts in dark forests, made out of stone or wood covered in mud and pig shit. One might call those the more civilized trolls. But during the reign of King Hereward, there was one troll who chose to live in a stone hut by the side of the king's road. He had built the stone hut himself. No one had seen him do it, but the walls were thick, 8 feet thick by some reckonings. The hut had no door, thus no one could get inside to kill the troll, but seemingly also he could not get out. The area around the hut reportedly stank overpoweringly of shit, so it seems that this was true. The troll did not need to get out, however. Sometimes people travelling along the king's road would appease the troll by throwing a leg of mutton or hard black bread over the tall walls of the hut, so the troll always had food. Later, once the troll was gone, it was found that he had built the hut around a well, and so always had water too. Thus there was no way in or out of the hut. In fact, there was only one gap in the walls of the hut, too narrow for a spear or sword, but wide enough to shout through. Many people travel along the king's road. Reeves and thanes from the west of the kingdom often travel along it to the king's castle. Merchants often travel along the road, going from town to town, selling clothes and jewelry and fragrances. And many common folk walk along the road too. One of the people to come across the troll in the hut was a woman named Milthrith, the wife of a farmer. She was carrying many heavy bags of wheat on a cart to the nearby town of Thorsbury to sell them. Milthrith and her husband did not have much money and could not afford to buy an ox to pull the cart for them. They owned no gold or silver jewelry, and their woolen clothes were old, torn, and muddy. Milthrith was in her 40s. Her skin was brown from the sun and the dirt in which she, her husband, and her 2 daughters toiled all day in the summer months. Shouted the troll in the hut when Milthrith walked past it, dragging the heavy cart down the road. The earth of the road had baked under the summer sun, and the mud had dried to make shallow valleys and mountains, which trapped the wheels of the cart. "Who said that?" Milthrith shouted towards the hut. "Who's there?" "You disgusting!" the troll shouted again, through the narrow gap in the walls of his hut. "Maybe try eating less food, you fat fucking pig. And get some better clothes. No one will want to fuck you if you're wearing that." "I am not one for your foul words," Milthrith said. "Where are you?" "I'm over here." "What, in the hut?" "No, I'm sitting on a winged fucking horse. Of course I'm in my castle. Are you stupid as well as ugly?" "You must be a troll," Milthrith said. "I'll take that as a yes," the troll glugged. "Leave this roadside. You are not welcome here." "I shall not leave this roadside. This is where I live. Now go and put some better clothes on, so that I might look out of my castle on a nicer sight than you. And bring me bread and ham and honey." "I will bring you no food, you arrogant, unpleasant troll." "Then give me gold. Clearly you have gold to spare, as you haven't spent it on clothes or jewellery." "I have no gold, and even if I did, I would not give it to you. You are a disgusting, filthy troll." "Oh, I may be filthy, but you are old and wrinkled. If you have daughters, go and bring me them so that I may look at something that is more worthy of my attention." "Do not speak of my daughters again, you fetid, arrogant troll. I shall tell the king's guards of you when they next pass this way. They will be rid of you. What is your name?" "My name is the Dragon Slayer of Wessex," the troll said proudly. "That is no troll name," Milthrith replied. "What is your real name?" "That is indeed my real name. That is how I am known throughout the kingdom. Mention my name to any swordsman or great warrior in the land, and he shall know that the Dragon Slayer of Wessex means me." "I am not a fool," Milthrith said. "I know that is not your real name. But it matters not. I will tell the king's guards that you are here anyway, and they will come, and they will smash down the walls of your hut and kill you."
"You are a fool. No man can break down the walls of my castle, for I have built them thick and tall and strong."
"We shall see," Mildred said, and she continued pulling her cart along the uneven road, while the troll hurled more insults at her, until she was out of sight. Fortunately, when Mildred arrived at Thorsbury, 2 men from the king's guards were eating and drinking in a tavern. She told the king's men of the troll, and once they had finished eating and drinking, they rode swiftly to the king's castle, where they told King Herewald himself of the troll. King Herewald ordered his guards to ride out, find this troll, and kill him. The next day, the king's guards rode forth from the castle along the king's road. They found the stone hut by the roadside that the farmer's wife had told them about. "Hello there," one man called out as they approached the round hut.
"Hello, my good friends,"
the troll said calmly. "We are looking for a troll who is said to live around here. He calls himself the Dragon Slayer of Wessex. Is this your name?" the man asked.
"It is not my name. I have never heard it before," the troll said.
"What is your name?" the man asked.
"My name is the Wizard of Winchester."
"That is no troll name," the man shouted. "What is your real name?"
"That is indeed my real name. That is how I am known throughout the kingdom. Mention my name to any merchant of remedies or any wise man in the land, and he shall know that the Wizard of Winchester means me."
"Very well," said the man. "If you should hear anything of this troll who calls himself the Dragon Slayer of Wessex, then tell us."
"I shall," said the troll.
"Farewell." And the king's guards rode on. They found many other trolls along the king's road, though none with the name the Dragon Slayer of Wessex. A few weeks later, a young thane rode along the king's road. He wore gold chains around his neck and a white ermine cloak. His face was lead white, and the dark brown locks of his hair were held back by a red band. As the young thane and his men-at-arms cantered past the troll's hut, the troll shouted, "Who said that?" the young thane called out. "Who's there?"
"Are you a boy or a girl?"
the troll shouted. "I am Delwyn, Thane of Hollandmere. Who would dare speak to me in this way?"
"You look like a girl, but you talk like a boy.
You're a boy who wants to be a girl.
That's disgusting. Are you trying to trick men into fucking you? That won't work. Your men-at-arms look like girls too."
"You must be a troll."
"No, I'm a talking fucking trout. Of course I'm a troll. Now get off the King's Road. Go into the fucking woods so that no other younger, more impressionable boys see you."
The Thane of Hollandmere, who was unyielding even at 12 years old, nodded to his 2 men-at-arms. They dismounted, drew their swords, and strode over to the stone hut.
"You are foolish if you think you can break through my walls,"
the troll shouted. The 2 guards crept around the stone hut, but found no way in, so they tried pulling the stones out of the wall with their hands.
"That will take you a long time,"
the troll said. So instead, the men-at-arms tried jabbing at the troll with their swords through the narrow gap through which the troll shouted at passers-by, but the swords were not long enough.
"Just as I thought. Your men-at-arms are not so skilled with these swords,"
the troll said. "Either stop talking," the Thane said, "or leave this roadside."
"I shall not leave this roadside. This is where I live."
"Then stop talking."
What?"
"Or I shall inform the king of your presence here, and he will send an army to smash down your walls and draw your intestines from the Sabrin to the Tamis."
"If you want me to stop talking, cut your cock off and shove it up your arse. Or give me your gold chain. I would even take that red band in your hair. A small price for my valuable time."
"An army it is. What is your name, fetid troll?"
"My name is Osmond the Just."
"That is no troll name," the Thane shouted. "What is your real name?"
"That is indeed my real name. That is how I am known throughout the kingdom. Mention my name to any fair and honest man in the land, and he shall know that Osmond the Just means me."
I am not a fool, the Thane said. I know that is not your real name. But it matters not. King Herewald is a friend of mine, and I shall tell him personally that you squat in this hut by the roadside, and he shall send an army to smash your walls down and kill you. And the Thane of Hollenmere rode on, with his 2 men-at-arms behind him. They rode hastily to the king's castle, where the young Thane greeted King Herewald, and told him of the troll. Furious that a troll would speak to a Thane at all, and furious at the increased number of problem trolls at the moment, King Herewald sent half of all his men to travel along the King's Road, and find this troll who called himself Osmond the Just. The king's men found the stone hut that the Thane of Hollenmere had told them about, and they approached it, spears and shields raised.
"Hello, my good friends,"
the troll in the hut said, calmly and pleasantly. We are looking for a troll who is said to live near here, the oldest and most battle-worn swordsman said. He calls himself Osmond the Just. Is this your name?
"It is not my name. I have never heard it before,"
the troll said. What is your name? The old man asked.
"My name is Wilfrid the Benevolent."
That is no troll name, the old man said. What is your real name?
"That is indeed my real name. That is how I am known throughout the kingdom. Mention my name to any saint or righteous man in the land, and he shall know that Wilfrid the Benevolent means me."
Very well, said the old man. If you should hear anything of this troll who calls himself Osmond the Just, then tell us.
"I shall,"
said the troll. Farewell. And once again the king's men rode on. Together they could have torn down the troll's walls and killed him, but they were tricked by the troll. They found many other trolls along the road, but they did not find a troll with the name Osmond the Just. A few more weeks later, and a young girl named Hilda was walking along the king's road past the troll's hut. She was the daughter of Milthryth, and her mother had told her all about the troll in the hut. Hilda had always been quick-witted. She could read, she could write, she had a gift for mathematics, which she used to win bets with merchants who passed through Thorsbury. She was most knowledgeable of medicines, too, and taught many others on the subject over the years after this story. Said the troll in the hut as Hilda walked past. Hilda said nothing, but looked in the direction of the hut, where the noise had come from. She recognized the hut, a round stone hut with tall walls and no door. It was just as her mother had described. This was where that fetid troll lived. There was silence while the troll waited for Hilda to reply, but she did not.
"You disgusting!"
the troll shouted.
"If you want to be pretty, try throwing up some of all that food you eat. If not, you might as well cut your arms with knives and die."
I know you, Hilda said. You're that troll who shouts things at people walking along the road.
"I am indeed a troll, and I say what I like to the people who walk by my castle."
What is your name? Hilda asked.
"My name is Hrothgar the Valiant."
No, it isn't, Hilda said.
"What?"
the troll snorted. That's not your name, you made it up.
"No, I didn't. That is my name. Mention my name to any daring and fearless man in the land, and he shall know that Hrothgar—"
A few weeks ago you said your name was the Dragon Slayer of Wessex, Hilda said. Her mother had told her all about the troll. And then you said your name was the Wizard of Wintonchester. Hilda was a chatty person, and had been talking to the King's Guards when they had first come up the road looking for the troll.
"Those are different trolls."
But there's no way in or out of your hut, Hilda said. You're the only troll who's ever been in there. You just keep making up new names to pretend that you've never said anything to the people walking along the road.
"Are you a complete fucking idiot? My name is Hrothgar the Valiant, I tell you."
No, it isn't. What's your real name?
"That is my real name, you stupid, ugly girl."
But Hilda knew it was not. She continued walking down the road as the troll continued calling her fat and ugly and not pretty enough for him.
"I will kill you, stupid girl,"
the troll shouted just before Hilda was too far away. Curious what the troll's name really was, when she arrived at the town of Hasselford, where she had been heading before she met the troll, she went into the town's tavern. There she asked all of the townsfolk about the trolls they had encountered recently. Many told the tale that they had heard from the men of the king's army, who had stopped there a few weeks before. They told of how they were looking for a troll who lived in a stone hut with the name Osmond the Just, but only found a troll with the name Wilfrith the Benevolent. Clearly it was the same troll as the Dragon Slayer of Wessex and the Wizard of Winchester. The townsfolk told of trolls with other names too. Each had met a troll with a different name: Edric Lionstooth, Cunmer Nine-Eyes, Wilmer Blackclaw, Wilmer the Dragon Slayer, Siebert Thane of Odensbury. All, Hilda realised, were names of the same troll in the stone hut. But what was the troll's real name? None of these false names were troll names. None was his real name. So Hilda continued on to the next town, a few miles further along the King's Road, and asked the folk in the tavern there. They too told of many trolls, each with a different name, but all living in an impenetrable hut by the King's Road. But still no one there knew the troll's real name, so Hilda continued on to the next town, and the next. When she visited the fifth town, she talked to the many men and women in the tavern there, and asked them if any of them knew the troll's real name. "I don't know the troll's real name," a blacksmith said, "but I know of someone who does. There is an old hag who lives in a hovel at the edge of a forest a mile north from here. She was friends with the troll when he lived under a bridge near here a few years ago. Go to her and ask of the troll's name. She may tell you, but I warn you, you may find her uncooperative." So Hilda walked north to the edge of the forest and found the hovel where the hag lived. It was squat, with a thatched roof and black smoke rising from a stone chimney. "Hello?" Hilda called out. There were clangs as metal pots hit the stone floor, hisses as potions hit flames, and an "ow" from the hag inside. There were more clangs as the hag pushed her way to the oak door to the hovel and opened it. "Who is it? What do you want?" "My name is Hilda. I am from Thorsbury. I would like to ask you a question about a troll." "You want to move to Thorsbury?" the hag asked. She seemed preoccupied. "No, I'm from Thorsbury," Hilda said. "I want to ask you about a troll." "You want to ask a question about Thorsbury? You know, you could just go there and see it for yourself," the hag said. "No," Hilda said. The hag was most annoying. "Listen to what I'm saying. I want to ask you a question about a troll you know." "Oh, I see," the hag said. "Go on then, ask it." "Well," Hilda began, "there is a troll who lives in a stone hut by the side of the King's Road. He makes demands of those travelling along the road. The king's men keep coming to fight the troll, but he always gives a different name, so they never find him. He's called himself the Dragon Slayer of Wessex, the Wizard of Winchester, Osmond the Just, Wilfrid—" "Yes, I know the troll you mean," the hag said. "What of him?" "Do you know his real name?" Hilda asked. "Yes, I do," the hag said. "What is it?" "Why should I tell you?" "Because he is using pretend names to avoid the king's guards." "Well, has he done anything unlawful?" "He said he would kill me." "Ah, but that is not unlawful, little girl. He simply said some words. Now you are saying that he should be killed by the king's guards for simply saying some words that you didn't like. No, I will not tell you his name, just so that you can take revenge on someone who said something you didn't like." "He is a troll. I have not seen him, but most trolls are 8 foot tall and stronger than an ox. If he wanted, he could smash down his walls and kill me any time I am walking down the road. Why should I not believe him if he says he will kill me?" Hilda said. "If a troll is actually attacking someone, then that is a problem for the king and the king's guards to sort out. He is just saying words. You may not like them, but I see no reason to tell you his name so that you could tell the king's men and see the troll driven away." The blacksmith had been right. The hag was uncooperative. Hilda thought for a moment. "If you don't tell me what the troll's name is," she said, "I'll tell the king's guards that you are friends with the troll, and you are helping him." "You dare threaten me, little girl?" the hag screeched. I may be old and live in a small hovel, but I am powerful. The sword or lance of a king's man is useless against my spells. Perhaps you can defeat one man, but can you defeat a whole army? The king sent half of all his men out to defeat this troll. If he learns that you are protecting the troll, that army will come for you. The hag was silent while she thought. Very well, the hag said. I will tell you the name of the troll, as long as you agree that you will not tell the king's men to come for me. Agreed, Hilda said. His name is Gogog, the hag said. And what does he look like? He has green eyes, bright like emeralds, and a long scar down his right arm where a sword cut it, the hag said. Now go. Leave me to my work. And remember our agreement, little girl. The witch went back into her hovel. Hilda walked back the way she had come. Blue sparkles and indigo steam shot out of the windows of the hovel behind her as the hag continued her work. And so Hilda walked back along the King's Road until she arrived at the hut where the troll lived once again. The troll shouted through the gap in the stone wall.
It's that stupid, fat little girl.
Oh, hello, Hilda said. You're that troll who's called... What was your name again?
My name is the Dragon Slayer of Wessex.
That's not what you said last time.
What?
The troll stumbled.
The Wizard of Winchester?
He asked. That's not what you said either.
Yes, it is. That's my name.
You said Osmond the Just.
Ah. Well done, little girl. You have passed my test. That is indeed my real name.
But you have not passed my test. That was not the name you gave me last time. Last time you said your name was Hrothgar the Valiant.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You are making things up, you stupid, fat little girl.
Actually, no. You are making things up, Hilda said. You've made up all of these names as well as others, but it doesn't matter. I know your real name. Your real name is Gogog.
What? How did it... I mean, that is not my name? I have never heard that name before in my life.
I found it out, Hilda said, now knowing that she was right. I went and asked the hag that you're friends with, and she told me.
That stupid witch!
Gogog said bitterly. She also told me what you look like, Hilda said. You have emerald green eyes and a long scar down your right arm. The troll said nothing. Now, if you don't leave this roadside and go and live somewhere else, and if you don't stop threatening those who walk along the road, I will tell the king's guards what your name is and what you look like. And I will tell them that you pretend your name is different to what it actually is. They will come and find you, they will smash your walls down, they will recognize you, and they will kill you.
I will not leave,
Gogog said.
And I will not be silenced. I provide valuable criticism of King Hereward and his policies. If I cannot be allowed to say what I want, then you are letting King Hereward do as he likes. That is why I must pretend that my name is something different to what it actually is. If the King's guards knew my real name, they would easily find me and kill me for my views on the King, which the King does not like. I must invent names to avoid persecution.
You've never said anything about King Hereward, Hilda said, or his policies. You don't invent names to avoid persecution. You invent names in order to persecute those who walk along the road.
It is my right to give whatever name I choose to whomever I choose,
the troll in the hut shouted.
And it is my right to say what I like.
Then I shall tell the king's guards your real name and what you look like. And Hilda walked away again along the King's Road, while Gogog the troll called her arrogant and patronizing and stupid, and threatened to kill her once again. When Hilda arrived at Thorsbury, she found 2 of the king's men at the tavern. She told them of Gogog, and how he was the troll who called himself the Dragon Slayer of Wessex, the Wizard of Winchester, and all of the other names he had used. and she told them what he looked like. The king's men rode for the king's castle that afternoon, and told the king what Hilda had told them. The king once again ordered half his men to go and defeat this troll. The king's army rode out to beyond Thorsbury, to Gogog's hut. Gogog once again tried to deceive the king's guards with invented names, but they were not fooled. He would not, and indeed could not, come out of his stone hut, so the king's men tore it down, stone by stone. And when at last there was a gap in the wall that was large enough, and Gogog couldn't escape, the king's finest lanceman threw a spear through the gap in the wall, which went straight through Gogog's stomachs. A swordsman strode up to the impaled troll, and with a single swing of his sword, cut the troll's head off. And that was the end of Gogog the Troll.